So, hello everyone out there in the social media world. My name is Abraham Jones, aka A Jones. I am trying this new venture to start off the new year. I have lots of thoughts, mostly influenced by Tony Jones, who is a very good friend of mine, and those who do know me see me at track meets and cross country meets, run around. I'm the one that holds the camera the majority of the time, but I'm surrounded by very wise men, a lot like Tony Jones. Even at home, my roommate is studying and actually trading stocks. And so this is my office, and his office is just in the other room. And I listen to, he listens to Tim Seitz, who is this millionaire, maybe he's a billionaire. I want to say he's a quadrillionaire. And he mentors his, how does he say it? I'm not into stocks. He mentors his people, trainees, on how to make millions. But in doing so, he creates these videos, a lot like what I'm doing now. But what I like about Tim is he tells the truth. I'm gonna try to keep this PG-14 without using bad words. But Tim, I mean, he just lays it all out, and I respect him because he's making millions, but he does it by telling the truth. And also, he's very informational. He give it to you straight. This is free, but he'll charge you a lot of money if you want to listen to Tim. So I'm trying this new thing. So, for those who don't know me, I'm Abe Jones. I ran track and field, but now I coach youth track and field. Track My Speed is my business. It's how I make a living. And I am an entrepreneur, and one of the messages that I want to send tonight is, if you really want to do something, don't be afraid to do it. Just do it. Most success in the world comes from working out of your comfort zone. That means doing something that other people don't like to do, don't want to do, making hard decisions, taking necessary risks. In my case, I believe that I'm a great coach because of the sacrifices that I make in my personal life, and then also as an entrepreneur. I'm a great businessman, I like to believe so. And my athletes and the parents of my athletes, you'll hear me talk about them a lot. They believe so too, and I thank them for that. So, part of this video, you're really just gonna be getting to know me and who I am and what goes on in this thinker of mine. And this is my video, and this is the Tim Seitz part of me coming out. If you don't like my video or you don't like me, don't watch the damn video. Cut it off. Go find something else to do. This is my video. I also want to give a shout out to my roommate Brian, who really nudged me into doing this, and I just decided to do it. So tonight, this is what it came about. This is as real as it comes. Scully hat, watching film in the background. This is where I get down. So thank you, Brian, for also influencing me to do something like this. This is a new year. I'm gonna try to post a video daily and see how far I get. So this week coming up, we have Texas A&M. I'm really excited about that meet. This will make the first year that how do I say it? The first time. It's the first damn track meet that Track My Speed is going to go to Texas A&M. However you want to word that. Track My Speed has been around for 6 years now. Yes. And when I started Track My Speed, the club wasn't always named Track My Speed. It was called Journey Athletics at the time. And at the time it was called Journey Athletics. It started with Mackenzie White of Urbana High School. She's a third grade teacher now. Yeah. Wow. But anywho, I've gotten this far because I'm just not afraid. And I don't think I would like to encourage everyone else to take risk, but make sure you're taking necessary risks. And a lot of times, most people say, okay, Coach Abe, like, what do you consider a necessary risk? Well, an unnecessary risk would be driving down the street getting a speed ticket just because you want to show up on time for practice. That's an unnecessary risk. But a necessary risk comes more along the lines of taking chances. No, that can't be right. I'm having a hard time explaining unnecessary risk. What's a good example? Track My Speed. So, unnecessary risk that I took for Track My Speed was, back in 2014, I had a group of athletes traveling from Chicago, Illinois to Champaign, Illinois once a week, every Sunday evening. And my car broke down that year. So I had to make a decision. Do I stay in Champaign, which is where I only had 4 athletes at the time, or do I relocate to Chicago, which I had 8 athletes at the time? A necessary risk was I had to relocate from Champaign to Chicago to keep Track My Speed going. And that was hard for me because I had spent 12 years in Champaign. So I grew up in foster care. Douglas Millsap provided a home for me, my very first home. Thank you very much for that. In high school, my junior year in high school, so attending the university for 4 years, and once I graduated, I had decided to attempt to run professional for 2 years, and so I'm still in Champaign, so that makes me 6 years, and then I connected with Mackenzie White and her dad, Wildman, and that started Journey Athletics. So Journey Athletics for 2 years, and then Journey Athletics turned into Track My Speed. So it all adds up to 12 years. So my necessary risk was me relocating from Champaign to Chicago to keep my dream alive. And here I am 6 years later, still representing Track My Speed. So that's my necessary risk. And I believe that everyone has to make necessary risks to be successful. But necessary risk or unnecessary risk is scary, which hinders and keep most people back from making those kind of decisions to make a risk. But the greater the risk, the greater the gain. But it has to happen. So don't be afraid to do that, and don't be afraid to take risks yourself. Before we go, I want to show you guys some hardware. So these are metal. So I've actually have 5 of these. I'll put them on. So This one is for 4x4 2005 Big Ten champions. This was Adrian Walker, Tremel Smith, Nathan Bodvancor, and did I leave someone out? Tremel Smith, Adrian Walker, Nathan Bodvancor. Oh, and then myself. So that makes 4 of us. And this is my Big Ten champion indoors for running the 400-meter dash. It's an individual. Let's see here. First place, 4x4 indoors again. All right. And then this one's for, this is my favorite. My favorite one is kind of dirty, because I think I travel with it more. And this is the 400 hurdles, 2006. One of my best years in track and field. And but this is not actually my first Big Ten title. Actually, there's one more. I have 5 Big Ten titles. I have 5 of them. My 5th one is in a trophy case of P.D. Fox. He was an athlete that I was training back in 2013, and I let him keep it in his jewelry case or trophy case. Anyway, in honors of him doing a good job of training and working hard. And he had learned and made huge gains that year. But then once I did it, I realized, I was like, holy crap, I probably shouldn't do that again. So I didn't. So I started handing out my 2nd place awards, Big Ten awards. So these are my 1st place Big Ten awards. These are my 2nd place Big Ten awards. This is 2nd place 4x1. 2004. Let's see here. This is 2nd place 4x4 indoors, 2004. This is when we were just getting started. So, and then this is 2nd place 4x1 outdoors, 4x1. And then there's actually, for 2nd place, it's probably like maybe 7 more of these are out there in the world that I gave to friends or family for safekeepings. I actually have 3rd place medals too. I actually have a lot of those. And I don't have any of those because I've also gave those to, sometimes I give them to schools or someone that had helped me somewhere along in my life. I've given them out too for safekeeping. So yeah, but I've achieved all these medals because I wanted to. But really the truth is I had a lot of help getting to where I'm at right now. And I made a post on Facebook a couple weeks ago by another wise man, Bryant Wallace, O.C. Wallace, and he says you can. What does that man say? You can go fast by yourself, but you can go further with others, and that's important because you need people to help you. You can't conquer the world by yourself, although I try it sometimes. But truth of the matter is, to take over the world, you need a team. And I have one. It's called Track My Speed.